under the weather, so I took a little break, but I'm back. We're gonna start at page 58, where we left off at. About 1.6 million white families received land grants of 160 acres each, while less than 5,500 African American claimants received land patents. Back then, just like today, land is the central global asset where wealth comes from. Real estate remains the largest business sector in the world. So think of the impact that giving away 270 million acres, 10% of America's land, almost exclusively to white families, had on the economic landscape of America. The facts and math of the matter are that blacks were run off of the land experiment known as 40 acres and a mule following Lincoln's assassination. Special Field Order 15, which came later as a bit of a consolation prize to African Americans, promised 400,000 acres set aside just for the formerly enslaved. The land was concentrated along the East Coast, covering beachfront property from South Carolina down to Florida, extending 30 miles end to end. Each black family was to receive 40 acres. Notice already the difference in size of the land grant patents. But hold on for the broken capitalism part that's coming. While we all love beachfront property, and today is considered highly valuable, back in the 1800s, the agricultural age, it was virtually worthless. Sand doesn't hold planting seeds very well, amongst a host of other challenges. But blacks didn't complain. They wanted a shot at the American dream and would use whatever they were giving as a foothold up the ladder. They worked that land so hard that within a month of the initial award, Lincoln's team rewarded their industriousness with a mule, like giving someone a tractor for a farm today. Now here's the kicker. After Lincoln's assassination, with President Andrew Johnson taking over, Special Field Order 15 was canceled completely. All of the 400,000 acre substandard property awards were returned to segregationist families, the planters that owned the land and had declared the war on the United States of America. Think about that for a minute. All of it, please. Blacks fought for their country in a war against people who thought they didn't deserve equal rights under the law. Their reward? Having to give back the land. The land that they had worked so hard to make usable to the very segregationists who deemed them less than and whom they had won the war against. Slapped in the face is not nearly a strong enough sentiment to describe this flagrant disrespect. And this was in addition to the tragic slight of the Homestead Act. These actions were more than just disrespectful to America's servicemen and veterans who fought to preserve and uphold the integrity of our Union and its ideals. They were bad business, most for America, ones that restricted the growth of our most valuable asset, our aspirations, and the economic growth that stems from it. Our aspirations and the economic growth that stems from it. These acts and so many others strip blacks of their pride and the hope that comes with being an American with moral agency and the ability to create change. The Jim Crow era. Jim Crow plays a particularly bleak role in America's narrative of redemption and renewal. Jim Crow laws controlled the approximately 100-year period from 1865 to 1965, a century of broken capitalism. This uniquely American caste system was how the power maintained their advantages. They protected the American dream by denying blacks and the other ethnic and social minorities access to it. It was the epic of broken capitalism. Jim Crow was in effect a gift to the American South. Southerners had been the bad actors in the American Confederacy, but the federal government still needed them and didn't want them to offend themselves. Instead of helping the Confederate South move past the antebellum period in the name of unity, our government pandered to them by allowing for the psychological and spiritual degradation of the black community. Under Jim Crow, blacks were given a form of freedom in name, but were denied full access, power, and participation in the American social, political, and economic systems. This was how they disrupted the good work and progress blacks made during the first Reconstruction. It goes without saying that it left a trail of destruction in its path. Moving into the 20th century, after World War II, the federal government authorized the GI Bill, which gave returning war veterans the opportunity of a lifetime of a college education, new job skills, and a mortgage for a new home. This one act alone effectively created the modern industrial age middle class and triggered 60 plus years of economic growth and success. Unfortunately, only a very small fraction of African Americans benefit from the GI Bill. According to analysis and report done by the History Channel in 1947, only two of the more than 3,200 VA guaranteed home loans in 13 Mississippi cities went to black borrowers. And these sad statistics were not confined to the South. Noted historian Ira Castleson in New York and the northern Jersey suburbs, fewer than 100 of the 67,000 mortgages insured by the GI Bill supported home purchases by non-whites. Thank y'all for y'all time. I appreciate it. This was the Financial Literacy for All by John Hall Bryant. I was down for a week. My body was afflicted, but I'm back like I never left. I hope you guys make sure you like, follow, subscribe, share, all that. I hope you guys enjoy y'all 4th of July. Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Stay safe. We're global.